Hello, this is Kirsten from 3 months in the future. In this video, I'm going to be exploring Bumble BFF for the first time, and I've been filming this video for the past 3 months. My experience is going to be a roller coaster. I'm basically going to document the whole thing from when I very first started out to where I am now. I'm going to be sharing my tips, my pros and cons about the app, and just documenting my own personal experience. And yeah, I just know that this app can be very hit or miss for some people. So hopefully my video will help you make the decision whether this app should be something that you should go ahead and try. So let's rewind and let's visit me from 3 months ago. Bumble BFF. Let's document my experience. I'm sure everyone has heard of the dating app Bumble, and they have this separate app called Bumble BFF where it's kind of like a dating app, but instead of using it for dating, you're using it to find friendships. I think a lot of people have heard of Bumble BFF. I honestly have only recently discovered it. Just on a whim, I decided to make a profile and just try my best to see what happens. I think a lot of us struggle to make friends as adults outside of work or outside of school. It can be hard to meet new people. And so I think apps like this, if you actually use them seriously, I think they have the potential to work. For myself, my goal is to find a group of women who I feel so safe and so comfortable with, where I can tell them absolutely anything and everything. And, I want that sisterhood bond. I've never really had that in my life as an adult, and I really want in-person friendships. And I really want friendships where it's like no matter where I am, I can always come back to that one place and know that they will be there for me and know that our friendship is still just as strong as before. Today is my fourth day, I think, using Bumble BFF, and I'm going to document my experience until I actually meet somebody in person. It might be a few days from now, it might be a month from now. However long it takes me, I'm going to document what this journey and experience is going to be like for me. I think because of COVID, we all have enough online friends at this point. It's time to start meeting people in person again. That is my goal, to meet somebody in person at the end of this and see what that's like and how our friendship can blossom after that. This is what my profile looks like on the app. I let people know that I live in a van part-time, just so that they're aware I might not be around all the time. I expressed my interests and my hobbies and what I like to do. And then I try to put a lot of information, as much as I possibly can without starting a conversation with somebody, onto my profile, so that when someone looks at my profile, they know what I'm about and they know what I'm interested in doing, either alone or with them. I kind of made my profile what I am looking for when I look at other people's profiles, because some people's profiles are so sparse. My first day on Bumble BFF, I downloaded the app in the evening and I swiped through people until I ran out of likes. I was really just trying to get enough people on my radar to just begin talking to people. I feel like with this, you cannot take it too seriously because friendships are kind of hit or miss. You're not going to get along with every single person that you talk to. And if they're not feeling it on their end, then I don't really want them to continue talking to me. If they're not 100% into the conversation, that's fine with me. I would much rather them continue the conversation with other people if they're enjoying those conversations more, because I don't want to be wasting my time talking to someone who's not fully interested in talking to me, because I could be putting my energy talking towards other people and having conversations that actually excite me. So day 4, which is today, I actually started talking to 2 people last night that I'm excited about. From their profiles, it looks like we have a lot in common. The very first day when I was messaging people, I was looking at people's profiles and I was going off of what they had listed in their profile and asking them questions based off of that. The goal of this app is to meet people in person. I think you don't want to stay in that texting stage with people too long. You really need to be very choosy with which people you like. You need to make sure that you guys have lots of common interests to talk about. Don't go onto someone's profile and like them if you have just one thing in common, because once that one thing in common has been talked about, what are you going to talk about? Like, I will probably check in every few days and just give an update with how everything is going and the conversations that I'm having. So it's the next day and I wanted to just pop in with some tidbits of information that I have regarding this experience so far. First of all, I've noticed that some people, they just take a bit to reply. Like, some people, they won't respond to me for like 2 days, but then they'll continue on the conversation. So people who I thought were not interested in continuing a friendship with me actually are still interested, and maybe they're just like slow texters. That's what I've learned with some people, is not everyone is very active on the app. I've been being a lot more picky with the people that I say yes to, and I make sure that we have multiple things in common before I say yes to somebody. I think it's very important to fill out your profile and let people know as much as you can what you're about. That way people fully know, like, as much as they possibly can about you before they start talking to you in a conversation. Because so many people, they leave their profile like half bare, and I'm just like swiping no on a bunch of people because it's like I don't know who they are and I don't know what they're looking for. Another piece of advice I would give is like, show your personality. I've seen so many bios where like people are like, I don't know how to fill in a bio, but I promise I'm cool, just message me. Just put in that little bit of time and effort and energy into making a profile, and it'll make people want to connect with you that much more, because you're putting in the energy and the effort which is needed in a friendship. Even if it is just like a little profile on an app, I still think it's very important. Hi, it's me again. I'm back with another update. It's now the middle of July. I think that the last time I filmed an update was about 2 weeks ago, which means I've been on this app for roughly 3 weeks. And I have to say, I have like good news, and I've had a really positive experience. Like, this app actually works. If you put in the time and the energy to make friends on this app, you will make friends on this app. It was just like the experience that I had in childhood, where I felt like such an outcast and I felt like I just didn't fit in here, and I thought that there was nobody like me that lived here. And this app is eradicating that childhood notion that I've carried with me into my adulthood, and it is single-handedly proving me wrong, because I have connected with so many beautiful people who have so much in common with me, and it's so easy and effortless to talk with them. And I am slowly beginning like to form friendships with people, which is really exciting. Like, of course, friendships take time and energy and effort to become really good friends with someone, and I feel like I'm in the very beginning stages of friendship. In the beginning, it was all about swiping as many people as I could, and just beginning conversations with a lot of people so that I could see who I connected with, who connected with me. At this point, I'm no longer swiping on people. I have found a handful of women that I really enjoy talking with, and I really want to build those connections first. I don't want to be spreading myself so thin, having tiny little conversations with so many different people. I really just want to focus my energy on this group, this handful of women that I've been talking to, and just put my energy into them. Because if I show you the messages, our conversations are paragraphs long. I want to put energy and effort into people who are putting that same energy and effort back into me. Sometimes it can take me 20 minutes to type out a reply to someone, and it probably takes them 20 minutes to type out a reply to me. That's the kind of reciprocity that I'm looking for in friendships. There's even like one woman who I've connected with. When I talk to her, I get like tears in my eyes. The internet can just connect you with people who you never would have been able to find otherwise. Most of the people on this app are here to meet other people in real life, and that's something that you can toggle on your profile, is like whether you're looking to meet people in real life. And whenever I'm asking people if they would like to hang out, I make sure to check that their profile says that they're looking to meet someone in real life. So my experience with asking people if they want to meet up has been relatively smooth. And there's been 2 women also who have asked me first if I want to hang out. The rest of the times it's been me asking. As of right now, I do have a few meetup plans with a few different people that are in the works. The other one woman that asked me to hang out first, we've been talking about plans, and we finally have one like a little bit solidified. I'm pretty sure we're going to be hanging out the day after tomorrow. We'll be meeting my first person after about 3 weeks using this app. I think meeting in person will just allow us to see how we mesh in person. I will definitely bring you along on my first meetup as much as possible, as much as I feel comfortable doing. I think since my young 20s, I've just been trying to manifest these really strong friendships, and I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting for the universe to give me these friendships. And I had the realization that I've actually not been doing the work to actually go out and find these friendships. It's not like I've been joining clubs or like going out to different places and meeting new people. I've just been sticking to my regular routine and waiting for these people to come find me. And if you know anything about the law of attraction, if you believe in that, that's not how things work. The law of attraction is when you want something and you allow the universe to, yes, give it to you, but you also have to work towards what you want, and you actually have to put in effort. I'll see you, I guess, on Thursday if my plans with this person are able to go through. Doing some van renovations, so don't mind what's going on in the background. My whole freaking bed is lifted up. My last update was 1 month ago, where I said I was about to meet someone. And in total, I've been using Bumble BFF for about a month and a half. And my perspective on it has changed for the worse. I mean, I've been using this for so long now that my hair has changed color. I mean, it's only been a month and a half, but I mean, I was kind of expecting to have met somebody by now. And I'm gonna walk you through what's been going on. I remember one of the last things I said is that this app is single-handedly changing the way that I view friendships. After living in the same city for my whole life, you get a feel for the type of people who live here. And I feel like I've always been drawn to online friendships where people live in different countries from me, because I feel like the people who live in this city are not genuine. The population of Canada has increased a lot. There's a lot of people who have moved to my area from out of the country or even from different provinces. And so I've been able to connect with an influx of new people who are new to living here, you know? Like it's impossible to just stereotype an entire city or area based on my own previous experiences with people here when there's a constant influx of new people. This is, of course, my own personal experience, and this is, of course, my own personal journey. So I could be biased, of course. I could be putting notions and my own perspective onto things that are just untrue. But at this point, I'm just very, very frustrated, and I'm confused, and I'm tired. I have had 6, possibly even 7 cancellations to hang out with people. And I'm getting tired, to be honest. And these are all people who I've been speaking with for a month and a half. And that's what makes it really frustrating, is when you're typing out long paragraphs of messages to each other based on how just like lengthy our conversation is and how many different topics we're talking about. Okay, on top of speaking to them for a month and a half, and then we make a plan to hang out and they cancel like literally at the last minute. And for this to be happening like 6 times, it feels like my past is repeating itself, where I'm like, okay, maybe these people who I've connected with just aren't as genuine as I thought that they are. And now it's like this whole scenario is like repeating itself in my head. It's like maybe the people who just live in Alberta just fucking suck. I don't understand why this keeps happening. This is my entire friendship journey as an adult encapsulated into one video. Becoming friends with someone only for them to ghost me. Why? I wish I had better things to say. At this point, I'm just really frustrated and confused. To go like into specifics, there's one person who I've been talking to. We have scheduled and rescheduled a hangout plan probably 4 or 5 times. And that's just one person. I get it. We're all busy with our lives as adults. We have jobs, we have families, we have other friends, you know, we have things going on, like van renovations. But I'm just very confused why everyone has on their profile that they're looking for people to meet in real life, and then when the time comes to go meet someone in real life, you just cancel at the last minute. And I understand that things can happen, but saying that you want to reschedule and then you ghost me, why are you telling me you want to reschedule a hangout session and then a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, and I haven't heard from you? And I'm like, damn, like, okay, they cancel last minute because they're sick, right? So a week goes by, I don't hear from them. I'm like, shit, they must be really sick with something. So I send a follow-up message, hey, hope you're doing okay, hope you're feeling better. Nothing. This is, like I said, my entire story with having friendships as an adult. Is like I get close to somebody and then they find better friends than me, I guess. They choose not to continue a friendship with me and they just leave without even an explanation of why. And it makes me feel like shit. It makes me feel like I gave my everything. I gave my all to these friendships. It makes me feel like shit. It makes me doubt myself. It makes me feel like, why am I giving my everything to a friendship and it's still not enough? It's never enough. When something happens so many times, it's like, what the hell is wrong with me? But at the same time, like, I know how loyal of a person I am. I know that I'm funny. I know that I'm a great friend. There's no freaking doubt about it. I've been in a relationship with my partner, who's my best friend, for so long that I know that if he has stayed with me for this long, then how can there be something wrong with me? When someone has dedicated nearly 10 years of their life to being with me, it seems like I'm not being given a chance, and I don't know what to do at this point. Like, I've put in so much time and energy into these 5, 6 people, and they've all left except for this one girl who I haven't gotten to meet yet. I don't know if I should just end this video or if I should keep starting conversations with new people, keep seeing who's out there. It's just hard because I put like a month and a half of like time into these people, and I've like literally like shared pieces of my soul that I've never shared with anybody else with them. And for me to start from the beginning and do this process all over again, it's really tiring, and I don't know what to do. I'm trying to keep my mindset the same as the beginning, where I was saying, like, if someone doesn't want to be my friend, I'm not going to take it personally, because that means that they're not the right friend for me. I can't force someone to be my friend. I wouldn't want to force someone to be my friend. If someone's going to just string me along for this long and then just dump me, that's not the kind of person who I would want in my life anyway. I was talking to my partner about it, and he was like, all you need is just like one good friend and your life will change for the better. There is one person left who I feel very strongly connected to, and if she is going to be my one true friend from this whole experience, then I can't complain about that, because that's a new beautiful relationship in my life. But at this point I have not met her yet, so I'm just unsure. I'm about to go meet my very first friend. Can you believe it? Because I can't believe it. I feel like I'm dreaming or something. I can't believe the moment that I've been waiting for is finally here. I will let you know my thoughts afterwards and give my whole recap of my experience, what I think of the app and everything. If I think it's worth it, I'll let you know how the hangout goes. But yeah, I gotta get going. We're going to Pride, so I don't know. I'll see how it goes. The last time I updated you was about 2 weeks ago, when I had went to meet my very first in-person friend from this app. And now, after 2 weeks has passed, I have a more realistic outlook on what this app is going to look like for me moving forward. And so let's get into it. Let's start out with the pros, because I do think that this app is really nice. And I do think it's a great way to meet a myriad of people. It allows you to just connect with so many people, and you can either look at that as an advantage or a disadvantage, because it can be quite draining if you're not using your time and your energy wisely. Also, you saw from my experience, it is possible to meet up and make friends. You just have to find the people who are willing and who are brave enough to meet in person, and I will talk more about that later when I get to the cons. I've heard from multiple people on the app, including the friend that I met 2 weeks ago, that they have met some of their closest friends from this app, and they've met many people from this app. So I think the longer you use it and the longer you talk to people, the more results that you're obviously going to have. Because the friend that I met 2 weeks ago, she said, I think she's been using this app for like a year and a half. And she said she met many queer friends from this app, and she's met many friends in person. And that gives me hope. You just have to trust that the universe will bring the correct people to you at the correct time, and just sift out through everybody in the meantime. You really do have to have patience with this. Now let's get into the cons. A lot of people will ghost you. And all of these issues that I had with the app, I thought it was just me experiencing this. I didn't know if that was just me projecting onto what I was experiencing in the app, but I don't think it's just me experiencing this. I was reading some articles online, and it turns out all of the cons that I'm about to mention, a lot of people deal with the same thing. So now I know it's not just me, it's not just where I live, but it seems like these are very common and that they happen to a lot of people. The ghosting is very, very prevalent on this app. So whether you're talking to people for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, if you're talking to them for a month and a half, you will get ghosted. It doesn't matter the amount of time that you're speaking to someone, there's a good chance that they will ghost you. I don't know what the hell that is about. But it's very normal for people to just ghost, I guess, if they're not interested in pursuing the friendship further, instead of just being vocal about it and being like, I don't see us compatible as friends. I think it's just easier for people to just ghost each other. That really is the world that we live in right now. I think this app also has a very big notion of who else is out there. You're talking to someone for whether it be a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, and they ghost you. And in your perspective, it's like, we were having a great conversation, we were getting along well. The energy that I get from that is they just want to know who else is out there, who else can they connect with. It very much gives that energy, because especially if you live in a city and not like a small town or something, or if you live in a well-populated area, there's a lot of people to swipe through on this app. And so I feel like a lot of people get sucked into that idea of who you're talking to right now is not good enough, because there can always be someone better. I feel like even though you're having good conversations with people, people will just cut it off right away, because they have the idea that there might be somebody better out there for them to be friends with. And it's just this continuous cycle of swiping and chatting for a day and then leaving that person. Like, how do you even get to know somebody within that short amount of time? How can you even know me when we've been talking for 3 days about only one subject? Because life is so much more multifaceted than just one subject, and people on this app do tend to reply slowly. When you're talking to someone so sparsely about only one subject, because that's all we've had the time for, how do you even know that person well enough to think that there could be someone else out there better? I think we need to be giving each other more chances. How are you ever going to find a friendship if you're not fully giving people the chance? And it's annoying, to be honest. That's just how this app is, and if you don't have the energy or the patience for that, then this app is not going to be for you. Tying into this, I think people are on this app not to make genuine friendships, but I think people are on here for loneliness or boredom, and instead of doom scrolling, they go and talk to new people on social media on this app that they have no intention of creating a genuine friendship with. And I genuinely think that this is what a lot of people on this app are doing. What comes from this is people will keep their profiles active and open even though they have no intention of making friendships. And I know this because they are not putting effort into the conversation. I will start conversations with some people and they will give me one sentence answers and they won't ask anything in return. If someone starts a conversation with you and you reply and you're giving one word answers, you're not getting to know them in return. It's like, why are you even on this app? To me, you should just get rid of your profile and stop wasting people's time. I think people are scared to meet up in person. Because I was asking people to meet up because I was doing it for this video, so I felt brave. I felt like I need to do it for the video because this video is going to end when I hang out with somebody, so I need to hang out with somebody. Okay, now that I've hung out with somebody and now that that part of the video is over, I'm speaking to new people and I'm like, maybe I should ask them to hang out, but like I'm a little bit nervous, and it's something you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone to do, because a lot of people on this app, they have on their profile that they are there to meet people in real life. So I'm like, why is nobody ever asking me to hang out? It's always me asking people first if they want to hang out, and then they either ghost me or they say yes and then ghost me, except for that one woman that I met. If you want to genuinely meet people outside of the app, you have to push yourself through that comfort zone, and you have to be okay with getting rejected. You really have to find someone you like and ask them to hang out pretty early on in the conversation, because otherwise you're gonna get ghosted. I'm not even joking. The conversation is going to fizzle out if you don't ask somebody within the first few days of talking to them if they want to hang out eventually. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, or I think there's very small chance of that happening, because I find the longer that you talk to somebody, the more chances they have of ghosting you if they want to discover somebody better on the app. Texting through an app is like, the communication is so sparse, and I think to really understand what someone's energy is and what they are about, you have to go and meet them in person, especially if that's what you're looking for on the app, is to meet people in real life. We need to be making that a priority to make that happen. So I think if you're interested in meeting someone, just go ahead and ask, because the worst that they can say is no, or that they're not ready yet, and then you can give them more time, or you can move on to new friendships if they don't want to. I still am very much looking for a best friend, people who I can relate to on a soul level with, and that's very much just like a life goal that I have for myself as an adult. Not necessarily that I was looking for that in this app specifically, but I was thinking that it could perhaps happen, and I was open to that happening. However, I think that is a lot of pressure to put on myself. It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself if that's what you are going into this app looking for. I think it's much easier to just find casual friends to go out to the movies with, to go for a walk in the park and grab a coffee with, these small little hangouts, go run errands together. Finding just casual friends is going to take off a lot of the pressure and make it more of a fun experience, compared to if you come in with the energy of finding like a best friend. And that's what I've kind of realized, is making those soul connections with people and becoming somebody's best friend, that takes so much time. Now that I've made a new friend and met her in person, it's not like we're automatically best friends. We still have to actively text. We still have to make plans through our busy schedules and squeeze each other in. We're still getting to know each other. And so even if you do meet someone in person, you still have to put just as much time and energy into that new friendship as you were doing on the app, except now it's just maybe switched over to texting, and now you're making more future plans to hang out together. Sometimes it's absolutely just crazy and random how the universe works, how one day one random person can just come into your life and It starts out as like such a small, tiny connection, and then years go by, and all of a sudden that person is your entire life and they mean everything to you. And so I think you have to come into this with small expectations, but with the awareness that it can grow into something larger with time. Conclusion. Do I think it's a good app? Yeah. Yeah. Is it for everybody? No. I think a lot of people will get discouraged fast unless you go into it knowing what to expect, and I hope that this video helps out with that. It takes time to find people who genuinely just want to talk to you and just won't give up on the conversation. You just have to weed out all of those people in order to find the gems in the galaxy, or the little needle in the haystack. It takes time and it takes patience, but I think if you are in a place in your life where you're really just needing people to hang out with, I think this is a great way to find a myriad of people to talk to and hang out with. Yeah, I do see a lot of potential for this app in the future. I am going to be continuing to use it, although not as like hardcore as I was because I was doing that for this video, but still I will continue to use it casually and see what comes of it, just for fun. And of course, I'm in a place in my life where I'm really open to welcoming in new friendships. If you've ever tried Bumble BFF, or if my video has changed your mind on it, or if you think you're going to give it a try, let me know. I would love to know your experience or perception of it, or even what is your perception of making friends as an adult. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.